Meet the psychologist. I have to believe that everyone has some sort of strategy when meeting a new boyfriend or girlfriend. For some, they just hope that casual conversation will bring out all of the important details about someone's life and personality. Others, they put a lot of thought into what questions they'll ask. Case in point. I received a message from the matchmaking service asking if I would like to meet a local professional. This approach concerned me for two reasons. The first was that I had tried, and failed, to impress upon the matchmakers that I was only interested in local dating. I explained that I had experienced long-distance dating and that there were too many pressures placed on the relationship. Both parties would feel that the meeting needed to be a series of events as you were cramming weeks of dating into one night. Then to make matters worse, you had to ask yourself what would keep the relationship going once you met. Why would either party make the several hours trip just to see a movie? It seems that sex would increase the connection and the desire to see each other again. But that is a pretty big weight to place on the relationship. The second concern was for how she was described, a local professional. Not a nice girl, or pretty, or even a sparkling personality. She was being described as career-oriented, and not necessarily an accomplished professional. No matter how many times men say it, neither women nor Cosmo seem to believe us. We simply don't care about her profession. Yes, we enjoy educated and clever women. Yes, we want her to be happy and successful in her chosen career. We understand she has to work and hope that she will find it to be a rewarding experience. However, we are not looking for a roommate to compete with us. We are seeking a woman with traditional feminine qualities. Men look for women who are pleasant to be around, supportive, loving and wise. And how wonderful it is to be the target of those feminine qualities. It makes the daily struggle worthwhile. So my curiosity as to why the matchmaker would describe her that way got the better of me and I agreed to meet. However, before she would consent to meeting me, I received the following note to answer these questions. She does it 3 questions and her answers are included. 2. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to answer these, that would be great. Thanks. 1. Why do you love and respect your mom, or did you, if she has passed? 2. Where have you grown the most in your life? In terms of personal growth? 3. How do you manage your anxieties, depression, bad moods, sadness? Her answer: through mindfulness skill sets and being aware of how I'm thinking and perceiving any given situation. I also practice yoga, hot Epsom salts baths, and other forms of self-care. This was a new experience for me to be on the receiving end, but easy to see behind the curtain and the real concern. Why do you love and respect your mom, or did you, if she has passed? This question presumes that you see your mother as the most formative feminine presence in your life. In this relationship, the woman wants to know which qualities you prized, the qualities you didn't, and the current status. I answered, my mom is still alive at 90 and it is my turn in life to take care of her. Of all the people I have met in my travels, she is the most loving and unselfish. She is the example in a great relationship, true love if you will. That means that you care more about the other person than you do yourself. Her answer: I love and respect my mother for her kindness, compassion, and her perseverance through difficult life situations. The next question was to discern whether you are self-aware and the degree to which you will evaluate your progress in life. Where have you grown the most in your life? In terms of personal growth? I answered, in an interview, I might talk about confidence, and the idea of informed risk, as I built my career and my businesses. However, I believe what you might be looking for is the personal growth I experienced losing both my father and my wife within 6 months of each other in 2018. One day, we all realized that possessions and accomplishments are no longer more important than those we surround ourselves with. Her answer: I have grown the most by not personalizing what others think about me. I have grown to love my authentic self. My choice was to answer the question from a different perspective, a work/interview perspective, alluding to self-evaluation being at the core of my success in life. I then pivoted back to my WN personal journey, emphasizing that the greatest success in life is the people you invest yourself in. Finally, she wanted to know about my temperament. We all have stresses. How do you deal with them? How do you manage your anxieties, depression, bad moods, sadness? My answer: the easy answer is to point to faith. I have asked for and often received peace and comfort as I have struggled to meet the challenges of becoming not only a widower, but a single parent. And for his faith in me I am immensely grateful. However, I have been fortunate to build a network of trusted friendships where we mentor, and hold accountable, each other as we travel through life. We share our joys and struggles, our blessings and the challenges in our lives, and take heart in that we are not alone. My faith in Jesus has been a great source of peace and comfort for me. My answer cites particularly devastating struggle and how I have managed, and the eventual result of my faith. I then extend the answer to demonstrate a friendship network. I have not spent time in a bubble but get by with the assistance and perspectives of others. Her answer, through mindfulness skill sets and being aware of how I'm thinking and perceiving any given situation. I also practice yoga, hot Epsom salts baths, and other forms of self-care. Not bad questions, and it is easy to guess the previous experience that made these questions top of mind. So I included an additional note: I applaud the effort to discover more about someone before you meet. The questions are, of course, a representation of what is most important to you. How will you see me? Will we grow together? And can we find ways to love each other even when we disagree? All good questions. But truth be told, I have been on both sides of the table in hundreds of interviews, and the best way I have found to get to know someone is to meet and talk. Time will tell if the words represent the person. The date? Well, suffice it to say that she identified herself with her work as a psychologist. Every answer was work-related and rarely personal. I might hire her for a job, but I had no real idea who she was as a person. No second date.